ace with vehicle and asset finance from ABSA. Today, tomorrow, together. Go!
Extreme Off-Road presents the ABSA Off-Road Championships, the Ford Motorride Limpopo 400. The African Heritage Cross Country was a round of the FIA Cross Country World Cup, and the Ford Motorride 400 was round 4 of the ABSA Off-Road Championships. The two events ran in conjunction, the African Heritage over 3 days, while the Ford Motorride was a 2-day tester. And these two attractions set the tone of Polokwane alight with its fast-paced, furious action. One, the Heritage, was a debut event for the Rainbow Nation on the Cross Country World Cup roster. The other, the Limpopo Lambada, signifying the halfway mark of the 2006 ABSA campaign, in which there have been many surprises, as well as the normal suspects all making their inevitable way to championship glory or championship demise. The FIA's flag flew proudly in a week in which chilly weather dominated headlines and brought extreme plummeting temperatures to what is normally, even in wintertime, a warm area through the day. This did not seem to worry Russian Sergei Shmakov, though, who thought it was good tanning weather. Overseas drivers, crews and visitors were greeted warmly, but the cold crept into bones. Luckily, it would help to keep the car's temperatures under control come the off. Almost 80 racers competing in 12 different categories were on the entry list, and the 400 k's of racing in the Limpopo region was sure to get the blood racing at the same time. The big names were out and ready to impress, while the smaller crews were ready to upset the factory apple carts. As for the sponsors, Motorride and Ford, they were ready to let their wheels do the talking in their own race. The blue and white logoed company has had an outstanding year already.
We've had a fantastic start to the year. We finished second in Cape Town, then we won Sugar Belt. We had a good run in the desert race until we had a little niggle and eventually finished fourth. We're not exactly where we want to be. Obviously we want to be first. We're lying second in the championship. But if someone had told me we'd be lying second in the championship after 3 races, I would have been very happy. It's a brand new project for the whole team. A new car with a limited budget as such. And so we're very happy with where we are. We obviously want to be first, and we've made a lot of changes to the car between the last race and this race. So hopefully we'll pick up a win this weekend.
High hopes from the Ford Cup. As for their main competition, the Nissan crew, there's been some sweet and then some sour. Former champ Hannes Grobler's going well. His teammate Duncan Vos.
No, it hasn't really gone according to plan. We've had highs and more lows than we should have, but look, it's a new race this weekend and hopefully we can change that.
And how has he and his trusty navigator Ralph Pitchford, who was second here last year, worked together over the last few races?
No, we're working well together. Ralph is very good. He's a professional navigator. He's done the Dakar, so he knows exactly what the business is about, and no, he's very valuable and I'm very lucky to have him.
Nissan looked confident and ready for action. As for the other Japanese giant Toyota, they'd spent many hours and many nights working on their charge in the all-new SP class.
I think the highlights with the guys at Toyota putting a huge amount of effort in, and there's a lot of work that's gone into the vehicle. The car is getting better every time we drive it, so yeah, I'm looking forward to today and tomorrow, and let's see how things pan out.
The dry conditions out on the testing route would have been a worry for almost everyone because there were some very long stretches of dusty earth to cover out there. As for Cliff and Louis Weichelt and the Bosel Toyota crew, they were celebrating, sort of.
Yeah, the car's going very well now. I think we seem to be getting the thing sorted out. We had a big accident last year, so this car we've actually rebuilt completely, from another car. And we had a few teething problems. We've sorted all that out. Son builds the car. Actually, I don't get time for his business commitments. So he's doing a very good job. He's actually turned 21 today. So hopefully we can give him a good present, 21st birthday present.
In the Ford Cup, the 2005 Class D champion Manfred Schroeder in the Ranger had a solid lead in Class E, but was it enough?
Well, I've got quite a nice lead, but obviously there's still 5 races to go. We'll see what happens today, in the prologue. Unfortunately with all the dust here, one has to not make any mistakes today, so can get a good starting position tomorrow. So today we're going to try and go flat out and get a good starting position for tomorrow. And then, yeah, it depends, we'll take it from there, see where the rest of the Class E guys are. I'd like to race normally race with the Class D guys, but you forget that's not my fight. My fight is with the Class E guys. And then, yeah, we'll just see how it goes.
After 3 rounds, Hannes Grobler and his now Francois Jordan had a healthy 20-point lead over the Ford lads. In the special vehicle class, SA champ Terence Marsh has been ultra-consistent, and thus they were leading.
Yeah, we're fortunate enough to be leading. We've been obviously consistent up to date, which is the way we like to start the season. You don't want to drop too many points in the start and have to play catch-up. So we've consolidated to get a position where we are. But there's a couple of guys that have put us under pressure now. So, you know, I think it's very important that we get back on the podium in this event. So we'll have to be a little bit more aggressive than we have in the start. And it is halfway through the season now.
They don't call him and his co-driver Michael Whitehouse team consistent for nothing. Halfway through and the Motorride squad had added another member to their team. Brandon Harkis was a very happy camper with the new addition.
Yeah, it's exciting. It's been a long time since I had a navigator. There's distinct advantage in obviously being in a two-seater, having somebody tell you exactly where you're going, what to expect. I definitely missed the single-seater. It taught me a lot in the 3 races that I did in it. And but I think in order to do well in this year's championship, the pressure's on, not only with the other guys, but in amongst my team. You know, Alfie with a new car, Evan, they've had a lot of time in the cars together. My trip with Marcel is going to be the first. We haven't had any time to actually, you know, get to know each other, but I'm sure it'll be fine. I've heard only good things of her navigating, and I'm looking forward to it. You know, I think we'll be very competitive now. You know, in a single-seater, you have the problem of not knowing, you know, if you're on the right route or if you're not on the right route. You've always got that anxiety. Not only that, I've had a couple of close calls with head-on collisions, and that's not funny. So I'm looking forward to this race. It's going to be tough. It was tough last year. I think Motorride's very well organised for this race, and hopefully we can take home a win, and not only a win, but maybe the first 3 places. That'll be lovely.
And that was the general feeling out there. The yellow-liveried Atlas Copco crew had also done something significant, a brand new steed for a tough event.
Yeah, great. Try something different for a change, a nice new American Porter that we're going to debut at this event, and hopefully we can hold it together for turn some good positions into some excellent results.
And the Atlas Copco crew were desperately in need of them. They'd been dogged by some bad fortune.
Yeah, been an exceptionally tough season, having been in front of every single event and leading the desert for 930 of the 1,000 kilometers and having a small problem 70 k's from home. We need to turn those good positions into results now.
Their luck was about to change. For Johan Besaidnout and the Adenko outfit, things were on the other side of the scale.
Het gaat met ons baie goed. Ons het Darling ongelukkig uitgeval. Sugarbelt het ons deurgehardloop en die 1000 het ons 'n tweede plek getrek. So ja, dit begin nou goed gaan. Ek sien uit na hierdie jaar.
In the specials, Marsh and Whitehouse were head of the class with Cape winner Brandon Harkis just 4 points adrift. In turn, motorbike legend Alfie Cox was 7 points further back, but starting off with a brand new V8 Motorride bat. The prologue over around 40 kilometers was where the starting order for the next day's almost 400 k's of racing would be decided. And as always, the championship leader gets the lead-off job. Grobler and Jordan